Hey, what's going on, guys? Ethan here. Today, thought I'd do something new. And anyway, I'm gonna tell you about this kid that was in my school. Yes, yeah, there was this kid in my school. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna give his name away. His name is Kieran Smith. Now, how do I put it? He was that type of guy that would act like a cunt all the time. I didn't really like him, and he was that type of person that could give, but he couldn't take. What that pretty much means is that, well, he can make fun of people, but as soon as someone makes fun of him, he gets all butthurt. So that's pretty much what it means. This kid was annoying as fuck. Like, holy shit. He was probably the most annoying person I've ever seen in my entire life. He'd go up to random people and just ask them for fights, and then run off. Like, what? It was that type of kid, and he was not my friend because he was pretty much a bully to me. And he's a bit of an asswipe as well. I don't even know if they're good. He was a bit of a dickhead, let's put it that way. Pretty much, he was always like a dick to everyone he met. He was just there to make people's lives, a living hell. And that's what he did to me when, one day, he got my mates against me. Yeah, he manipulated my mates to think that I'm a sexual predator. Don't ask me how that happened. I don't know how he did it. I think he just annoyed them to the point where they actually believed him. And I don't know how that's possible either, so Kieran hasn't really developed the brain yet. So, this kid, he was a bit of a hypocrite and, a bit of a dickhead. So it all began on around last month. Actually, this started. He was never my friend to begin with. To be honest with you, he was just like there to make my life a living hell. And he'd say, "Oh, I'm your friend," and then in reality, no, just no, because he treats people like shit. Anyway, one day he comes up to me and says, "Why have you been watching porn on my fucking YouTube account, which I made for him?" And at this point, I don't really know what the fuck he's trying to tell me, because why I would do that, I have no clue. That's just Kieran for you. And he tried to convince me myself that I've did this to his account, even though I made it for him, because, he was my quote-unquote friend back then. So pretty much, he just said, "Oh, well, why have you been doing this?" And at this point, I knew he was fucking lying, because, Kieran has always been that type of kid to lie about everything and then feel sorry for himself every time, he gets denied by anyone. This is kind of ties into him, giving but can't taking. But yeah, he was a bit of a dickhead, and at this point, everyone heard it, and then what? And everyone's like, "Go, Kieran, what the fuck are you on about?" So, at this point in time, I'm just thinking to myself, seriously, are you gonna do this? Because he always thought "Oh, I'm just some weird kid." I thought he was a methy kid then. No, I don't mean methy as the drug. I mean he had this really weird bowl cut. He acted like a samurai warrior or something. I don't really know. And he had a really bad temperament. I can't fucking say. But he had a really bad temper, and he was a bit of a dickhead. I think I've used dickhead a bit too many times in this, but he really was. I can't stress that enough. But he really was an asshole to everyone. And then he said, "Everyone, look, he's been watching porn on my account." And at this point, everyone believes him, because, he's the saint himself, Kieran Smith. And everyone, as soon as he tells it to anyone, he makes up this really good story. It was, if you didn't hear, if this was a true story, if this was true, they'd probably come and kill me. If he actually was being sincere enough, they probably would actually fully believe him. There was a few people that said, "Nah, that can't be true." and there was a few people denying it, but most of the people said, "Oh my God, Ethan, you filthy piece of shit." At that point, I just had to say, people, he's fucking lying. He does this to everyone. He's done it in the past, because in my primary school, he always used to lie. He lied about everything just so all the hatred off his back. Like, everyone hated him, and as soon as he lied, everyone was on his side. But yeah, he was a bit of an asshole to everyone in school. I didn't really make it fun. I'm not saying it was fun to begin with, but it pretty much made the school experience a lot worse than it really was. But yeah, really from now on, people just stop believing him, because he talked shit and a lot of lies after that. So they just stopped believing him about everything he said. I think a few people still do believe it, but they only believe it just because to get on the hate wagon. Well, yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.